Good morning, students. This is class 9 science. Today we are going to start a new chapter. Why do we fall ill? In Why Do We Fall Ill? We will study about health and diseases, the different types of diseases, how we can prevent ourselves against such diseases. So, first of all, we will study about health. What is health? What is health? We can say that health is, we generally view health in terms of absence of disease or pain. And however, health is a broader term which includes the quality of life and attainment of well-being. According to the World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being, and not merely the absence of disease. So, what is health? Health is not merely being free from diseases. In fact, health involves physical, mental, and social fitness. Health can be defined as a state of being well enough to function well physically, mentally, and socially. So, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being. Now, what are the factors which affect our health? What are the factors which affect our health? There are different factors such as physical environment, social environment, lack of nutritious food, aging. They all affect our health. See, first of all, we'll study about physical environment. How does physical environment affect our health? The environment in which we live must be clean and hygienic. It must be clean and hygienic. If it is dirty, it will attract germs and pathogens, which can adversely affect our health. Open sewage, stagnant water, open throwing of garbage, all these crush the beauty of a physical environment and also degrade our health. So, public cleanliness is must for a good health. Second is social environment. We must live in a sound social environment. Good social environment is must for our mental health. You suppose if you live in isolation, you will become introvert, which is not good for your mental health. For good mental health, you must have good friends to play with, elders to chat on various issues, good social surroundings, and helpful people in all around us. So this will make our all-round development. Then third factor is lack of nutritious food. How does food affect health? Taking good quality and nutritious food is essential for good health. Good food not only means that we should eat costly food at restaurants and we should eat all the expensive food. No, we should eat all fresh food, fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh food and nutritious food. We should avoid taking this packed food items and burgers and oily foods and cold drinks and all this type of food we should avoid. We should try taking a balanced and nutritious diet. Then the last factor is aging. Of course, aging affects our health. Aging is a process which involves the age-related changes, and aging is a natural process. When we will become old, some of our body processes will become slower, they'll become weak, our eyes will become weaker. So we can say that in old age, health becomes poor. Since aging is a natural process, we cannot stop it, but we can try our best to reduce its effect. With regular exercise, proper dietary habits, we can reduce the effects of aging. So this was about health and factors which affect our health. Now we'll study about disease. What is disease? What is disease? See, any disturbance in the structure or function of any organ or part of a body may be termed as a disease. Or we can say the word itself speaks about itself. This means this means without, and ease means ease. So disease means without ease. Disease means without ease. When without ease, we say we are suffering from some disease. Uh, the term health and disease free are often used as a synonym, but in fact they are different. A person who is free from any kind of disease may not be 100% healthy. If he's not feeling well due to behavior, due to tension, due to mental state, or any social factor. So there's a little bit of difference between healthy and disease free. We can differentiate them also, that disease free, what is disease free? It is a state of absence of discomfort or any rearrangement in a body part, and disease is related to individuals only, and a disease free person can be healthy or unhealthy. Okay, and a disease free person may or may not be enthusiastic. So disease, the meaning of disease is this. Now we can correctly say that disease may be caused due to the attack of pathogens, which are virus, bacteria, lack of nutritious diet, balanced diet, and lack of public health services. So main disease means without ease, any disturbance in the structure or function of any organ or part of a body may be termed as disease. There's a disease. Now, what are the different types of diseases? See over here, we can say diseases can be of two types. They are acute disease and chronic disease. Acute disease and chronic disease. Now we'll study what are acute diseases. The disease which lasts for only a short period of time is called acute disease. What is acute disease? The disease which have small duration is termed as a acute disease. The person in an acute disease person may be hospitalized or may be advised for complete bed rest. Example of such diseases are malaria, typhoid, diarrhea, common cold and cough. And what are chronic disease? Influenza, these all are acute disease. What are chronic disease? The disease which lasts for a long period of time. The disease which last for a long period of time, or we can say that they have very long duration, maybe months, maybe years. Such diseases are known as chronic disease. Such diseases are known as chronic disease. Chronic diseases slowly degrade the health of the person, and this anemia, tuberculosis, hypertension, high BP, arthritis, uh, TB, they all come under chronic diseases. In this table, you can see the difference between acute and chronic diseases. Acute, they are short duration diseases. Chronic, they are long lasting diseases. Then patient recovers completely after the cure. Patient does not recover completely. Then there is no loss of weight or feeling of tiredness afterward. And in this, there is often loss of weight of feeling of tiredness. So this is the difference between acute and chronic disease. Acute disease lasts for 3 to 4 days, or maybe we can say a week, and there is no disturbance in a daily routine. But these chronic disease last for a longer period and they disturbed our routine also. Now will study about the causes of disease. What are the causes of disease? There are many causes of disease. Some are directly responsible for that disease, while other are contributory in nature. And for example, if a baby is suffering from loose motion, the direct cause may be a viral infection. But where did this virus come from? Where did this virus come from? It may be due to drinking contaminated water, or might the baby have picked something from the floor and put it in his mouth, or is maybe the virus is present in his toy and he must have put the toy in his mouth. There are many reasons, and this is a contributing. These all factors contribute to the cause of the disease. Okay, another contributing cause may be weak immune system. Suppose the baby is having weak immune system and poor health, then he may also be affected by the disease. So causes of disease are immediate cause and contributory cause. Immediate cause and Contributory cause. A disease is not the outcome of a single cause. A disease is never an outcome of a single cause. In fact, a disease is caused by many factors and there are many levels of such causes. And in general, we have divided these causes into two categories: immediate cause and contributory cause. Immediate cause and contributory cause. What are the immediate cause? See, immediate cause. The organisms that enter a body and cause the disease are termed as immediate cause. For example, virus, bacteria, and protozoa. Means they are directly responsible for the occurrence of the disease. And all these are terms as pathogens also. And these pathogens make sudden changes in the body environment and cause the disease. And these pathogens may be bacteria, protozoa, virus, worms, fungi, insects. These are immediate cause, means they cause the particular disease. And what are contributory causes? What are contributory causes? These causes are not directly responsible for the occurrence of the disease. Contributory causes are the secondary factors which lead these organisms enter a body. What are contributory causes? The secondary factors which led these organisms enter a body are termed as contributory causes. These causes are not directly responsible for the occurrence of the disease. They only help the immediate cause to easily cause the disease. So it will include all those factors which favor the easy growth of the infectious agents. Contributory causes include unclean drinking water, dirty drinking water, contaminated food, improper nourishment, poor standard of living, weak immune system, dirty surroundings, open sewage and garbage, lack of public services. All these factors is the contributory cause. So we can again say that the main two causes of disease are immediate cause, which are the pathogens, and contributory cause, which are the factors which are responsible for the growth of these pathogens. Now, we will study about infectious and non-infectious diseases. What are infectious or communicable diseases and what are non-communicable or non-infectious diseases. We'll study about them. Infectious diseases. What are infectious diseases? These are the types of diseases. These are the infectious causes, contributory and immediate were the causes, and now we are studying about the types of diseases that are infectious and non-infectious. Infectious disease, also known as communicable diseases. The diseases which spread due to the infection by microorganism are called infectious disease. When a disease causing microorganism enters a body, it causes infection. It multiplies, it grows in the body, called the host, and microorganism multiply in the host body. What happens? We can also say that the type of disease that can be communicated from one person to another, from a sick person to a healthy person, is termed as communicable or infectious disease. I am repeating, the type of disease that can be communicated from a sick person to a healthy person or from one person to another person is termed as communicable or infectious disease. And they are mostly caused by the attack of microorganisms or the infectious agents, which are the infectious agents. And these agents are also known as pathogens. They are also known as pathogens. And all the pathogens are bacteria, virus, fungus, protozoa, and all these. And the casual organism of the disease can be transmitted. Means these organisms can be transmitted. These fungus, virus, protozoa, bacteria, they can be transmitted from one person to another by means of air, water, food, physical contact, and insects. Nowadays, you all know coronavirus. Corona is a communicable disease. that is the reason it is spreading so fast. And you all are advised to maintain distance, to wear masks, to sanitize your hands, so that you are beyond the reach of this virus. Now, what are non-infectious or non-communicable disease? The disease which does not spread by the contact between infected and healthy person through air, water is called non-infectious disease. Or we can say the disease which is not transmitted from one person to another are called non-communicable diseases. These diseases are not caused by infectious agent. These diseases are not caused by any agent. Instead, they occur due to malfunctioning of the body organs, or due to weak immunity. And these diseases, non-communicable diseases, are individual specific. They are individual specific. Such diseases are genetic abnormalities, high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, heart diseases, and many non-communicable diseases are all due to are caused due to the nutritional deficiencies such as kwashiorkor, marasmus, beriberi, goiter, scurvy. These diseases occur due to nutritional deficiency. So class, in today's class, we'll study up till here only infectious and non-infectious diseases. In our next class, we will study about, just a minute, we will study about the means of spread of communicable diseases and how can they be prevented. Means of spread and how can they be prevented. Thank you and have a nice day.